To the Poor Podcast. I am Mike Lake.
Steve Cash Moneybags, aka the Fitness Addy. What's shaking, bro?
Nothing, man. 19.
It is episode 19. I'm feeling good, man. How you?
Right.
I don't know if you did or not. I was gonna ride with it regardless. You know what I'm saying? We pod now, pod later. We pod greater.
I appreciate it.
You know what I'm saying? So either way, we going. I don't care what you said it was. It could have been episode 3, like your hat say.
Episode 3.
One of them, 3 or 30, or is it? What if it's flipped around?
Weren't you like missing an action for episode 3? I think.
I don't know. I might have been.
He did 1 and then he came back at like 11.
I do a lot of drugs, man. I probably was strung out somewhere. You know, I was probably in rehab. Salute to me for getting through that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna celebrate. I'm gonna celebrate that with a drink today.
Can you open up this episode with a prayer?
I probably pull something out if I think about it. You know what I'm saying? I gotta go through my book of David. You know what I mean? Go through my book of David. Maybe through my book of Gates, I can find something. I don't think nothing wrong with that. Open up. All right, let's see. Yeah. Salute to this prayer. This is one of my favorites. By the grace of God, hope you never go to prison, cause your bitch gonna fuck someone you know when you get arrested. My niggas broke the street law with an 8-minute confession. May the Lord have mercy on his soul. He don't miss no blessings. I'm turning up with Killer all on Instagram. We flexing. Yeah, that's one of my favorite prayers. I read that to my daughter the other day. Actually, you know what I mean. I think that's going to help her through. My daughter, my little girl. I think it's going to help her get through. I could, but you know I like to really play with the Lord. When you drop a prayer in the jewel, you kind of keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? Like. Yeah. Oh, that's yeah. Your niggas your nigga gonna fuck your bitch after you get arrested. You know, and he said his these are just little street hymns.
Yeah,
little street hymns for hymns. Yeah, these just little street hymns. But yeah, I can open up. It's not a problem. You know what I'm saying? You're welcome, man. Hopefully that'll keep you straight and narrow.
The whole episode is blessed now.
Yeah, it always is, man. Definitely so. The blessed episode. What the fuck's going on? What we got going on, man? What's going on in the world? This world is crazy. Let's just jump right in. Let's just jump right on in. Both feet. You know what I'm saying?
Real shit. Jacob Blake was shot in the back, 7 times?
Allegedly. Even his father said it was 8 wounds, but I got another theory on that. Just 7, maybe 1 exited him, so that could have been the 8th. Yeah. But go ahead.
Paralyzed in the hospital. No gun in the car. Y'all know the story. Yesterday, the NBA took a stand. They boycotted the games. It started with Milwaukee Bucks. Then it grew to the whole NBA. I don't feel like reporting the news. Go Google it. But I guess I just want a chance to really just get our shit off. Like, what'd you think about the protest, first of all?
The NBA walk-offs?
Yeah.
First, I thought, to be honest, I was like, all right, who the Bucks facing?
The Magic.
And I was like, the Magic, they might want to not participate.
The Magic had every reason to not actually participate, but they was ready. They was out there.
Yeah, so that was the first. I was like, oh, y'all might want to just take this W real quick because I don't know if you're going to get much more. But after that,
Magic would have still
after that, I was like, this is needed. This is dope. I love the fact that they said we're not going to play, and that's the stance they took.
I was very surprised by it.
That they didn't play?
That they said that they weren't going to play, and then they didn't play. I was very surprised that all the games were canceled.
Mm-hmm.
You surprised that the team did that, or are you more surprised that the NBA was behind them?
I'm surprised that it happened, and the NBA backs the guys with Adam Silver. They've been pretty on message with what seems to be the right side of.
Surprised.
I was surprised that it happened. I feel like, one thing that I said initially, I was on the phone with Guru actually. I don't see how this, other than creating a conversation, I don't see how this generates any movement in Wisconsin. And ultimately, they did end up getting on the phone with the Attorney General and the chief of police and stuff out there. So props to them for making that happen. I heard Michael Jordan was in the middle of facilitating that somehow, but I just didn't see the path. Like usually when I think protest, something's happening, we're gonna do something to change it, and I didn't see how they. Basically, the way I felt was at the NBA games, the people who were watching it are here for Black Lives Matter. So, like, there weren't any people on the other side of the debate that were like, "Oh shit, they're protesting. Maybe something's happening." You know what I'm saying? It's like speeches that that only reached the people who already know about it, the quote outcasts.
Maybe and maybe not. I understand you saying that, but
That was just my initial thought.
Okay.
That's what surprised me. I was just like, wait, so y'all not gonna play? But ultimately, where it went and having the backing of the, so imagine if only Milwaukee sat out,
okay.
and then like the other team still played, it would have just been weird. But having them all, get together and do it as a unit, that was dope, and it made more sense once I actually saw that they were on the phone with the appropriate people. So I just didn't see it, but I wasn't, I'm not that guy.
What I'll say, that didn't surprise me. I kind of saw it happen in the NBA. NBA has always been more progressive of the leagues. What surprised me was MLB got in on it.
Yeah, I'm surprised hockey didn't.
Hockey got in on it today.
Today, yeah.
Playoff games today. So, I mean, they were already in the middle of.
So hockey, they sitting out too.
WNBA sat out too, and
They
there
were
was
kind
something
of in the
else.
middle of a game yesterday when they started to really catch like movement.
Yeah.
In the middle of the game, so it was really kind of hard for it to be effective. But they are in the middle of playoffs right now.
Well, remember, Milwaukee did it. They didn't tell anybody. They didn't even tell the Magic. They decided, and then they stayed in the locker room. So then once it came out that, okay, they're not coming out, then the Magic joined them in solidarity. Then other teams and other players and everybody was like, yeah, I'm with it. Let's do it. And they all did it. So timing-wise, I'm sure if this was grumbling earlier in the day as have a meeting and let's do it, it would have gotten out sooner. And maybe the other leagues could have jumped on board. But the way it happened is perfect. It generated some traction and a lot of conversation.
Let me ask Steve this question, though.
All right.
So you, Steve, do you think that so initially Milwaukee started, I don't think any other team was really on that vibe. They kind of followed suit. Do you think it was more they didn't want to be the team not doing it?
You mean other teams?
Yeah.
Yeah. I do think other teams probably was like, I'm sure they all are with it. For one, I'm sure everyone is like, I could use an extra day off. Not even trying to be funny like that. Not trying to be funny, but I'm sure there are some people who probably thought like, damn, I could ice my knee a little longer. Why not? And the cause is still for the cause, but nonetheless, you probably do also need a rest. So it is a win-win. Like we get to push our message, and I get to still rest. That's great. But I do think no one wants to be that. You do not want to be that team that didn't do it.
No.
So sure, I'm sure they all did it because it's the ball. That ball got rolling.
They got the NHL to take a day off.
And
it's not very. So my wife Renee was telling me about. I guess there was a meeting with the diversity and inclusion team in the NHL, and that made me chuckle because
they have one of those.
And inclusion team in the NHL.
It's like the 3 black people in the league,
black people in the NHL,
and the one coach or something.
Together. And so basically, they actually.
It was a group text.
It would be. I don't even know if in the NHL it'll be career suicide. But you can't tell me everybody was with that shit.
Oh hell no.
So it's not even like they had a. I guess you always have a. Well, I guess you didn't have a choice. If your team just not playing, what you going to just skate on the ice to show in reverse? Like you're going to be out there just on your own. Like so.
Right. You gotta do
right. So it's like though it's appreciated, but it's still like. Can we really appreciate it? It's not even like we know you ain't doing it because this was like all y'all wasn't with the shit. I'm sure multiple teams is pretty much, man, fuck that shit. It's like that. It probably looked at it like, why didn't he just comply? That type of shit. Right. Well, I know a lot of,
I'm sure there were some, but a lot of these guys are foreign too.
Let me share a guy that said that. It's not in the NHL, but
oh man.
Wait, what did he say? What did he say?
So Brian Urlacher. Said that I don't know what he said specifically. I don't have his actually words, but it's reported that he supports Kyle Rittenhouse. That's the 17-year-old that actually shot 2 protesters, and he made some incendiary comments. The actual article is now error 502, so you can see there's no longer an article. It's actually gone. Where he was basically supporting the kid.
Did y'all see the video of like people chasing him?
No.
There's a video of him being chased by like I don't want to say a mob because it sounds wild. Let's just even say 5. It was like 3 or 5. The thing about people being the video look wild that they're chasing him and it looks like he may be defending himself. In hindsight, it may appear to be that way that he's defending himself. But I tell you what, if 3 to 4 unarmed people are chasing an armed man with an assault rifle. If they're chasing him, more than likely he did some wild shit. They're not chasing this man because he was being peaceful. We're not running you down while you're the only one with the damn assault rifle on you. We're not the only one. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and they said he shot 3 people. That video that you're talking about, I saw too. That he only shot 1 in view of us. So I'm assuming he shot the other two, and then the crowd reacted to that.
Right. Our guest, our new SVM family, Grill, actually wanted to say something real quick. So
yeah, get on.
Come on up, Grill.
I mean, I remember having this discussion.
That's all right.
I'm bullshitting. What's up, G? What's good, brother?
To add on, I'm gonna actually send you the video. There's a video with the group that kid was with, the kid that shot the two people.
Yeah.
He was discussing with like 3 other people that he had talked to the cops, and the cops had told him that they were going to tell or push,
They're gonna
the
push him
crowd
toward him.
towards the
I
street.
saw that.
They could take care of him, and then the cops was just gonna leave. So I'll send it to you.
Yeah, appreciate it. And I seen that as well.
Some bullshit.
So it was pretty much set up. He felt safe to do everything he did. He felt protected. I mean, hell, to be honest, after he did what he did, he still made it all the way home. He did not get arrested that day.
That video was bizarre. Like this motherfucker's walking toward the cops with the gun, and yeah, he had his hands up. At times, he had his hand, like this off the trigger. These motherfuckers just went past him, and he left. Like you said, he went home.
And whole time, our black skin is more fearful while we're walking away. I could walk away with black skin,
Be more threatening
and you're
than someone
more afraid of that happening than you are toward a white dude approaching you with an AR. He can tear the whole block up with the AR. He can let off and tear the whole block apart. But you're more afraid of me walking away from you, my back turned, no weapon on me, of what possibly may happen. That's completely insane.
Rittenhouse, so people are coming out and saying Rittenhouse was actually just kind of like a small piece of the issue, because I guess the Kenosha police officers were actually dapping it up with other citizens that were armed. So Kenosha, if I'm not correct, Mike, correct me if I'm wrong, is an open carry county or whatever it is.
I honestly don't know, but based on what we've seen, it has to be.
Yeah, so
Because if it's not, that makes it even crazier.
So it's legal. Well, it wasn't legal for Rittenhouse to have guns. It was only 17.
Yeah.
But it was legal for citizens who have concealed carry licenses to have guns.
Or weapon permits, because you can't conceal an AR.
Right.
But yeah.
Exactly. So apparently there's video of the cops actually dapping it up with those other people throwing water, like saying, "Hey, we appreciate what you're doing."
I seen that video as well.
They were a militia, and they said that they were coming there to protect
The stores,
and none of this matters when he shot someone who was unarmed.
But how do y'all feel about the cops kind of having that almost? To me, it validates what they're doing.
It's just a bunch of people that this is just the back to blue type people. That's it. Like, it's not about.
It's different when they're armed.
If this is the case and he did end up shooting somebody, it further adds to the fact that they are wrong, and whatever happens to the police station should be added if they co-sign what eventually became.
I understand your feelings different that they're armed. The thing is, it's an amendment right to, you are allowed to bear them. So they're just not wilding because they're doing it.
Right.
It's not Ray in them with it. You know what I'm saying? I also seen a video to where these cops they patted this dude down, like they was upset they had to get this black man back his pistols.
I remember that.
This was just the other day. He was like, and they laughed at him like, yeah, y'all thought y'all was gonna take my weapons, like give me back my pistols. They couldn't do nothing about it.
Crowd all cheered. They was like, that whole thing.
If it was the other day, sure. It just literally happened like just the other day.
I saw a while back where the crowd basically was like, they mad. They had to give him his guns back.
So
Like,
I'm glad y'all brought that up, because I want to transition y'all real quick. Y'all can come back if you want to, but because I heard somebody say the other day that
This nigga think he your host.
sorry, I'm trying to keep it going.
I'll fuck around.
I heard somebody say the other day that they think a lot of the issues in this country is because there's a culture war. Like people on the other end, Republicans, even going as far as say white people in general, they have guns. They have a certain affinity with guns, and so it's not abnormal for them to open carry. It's not abnormal for them to want to protect their home and their property with a gun. And so that made me kind of chuckle, because I got a gun. You got a gun. You got a gun.
Facts, because I'm a gat toting, pistol holding nigga on these damn streets.
Right. Exactly.
But go ahead.
No,
for real too.
So what do y'all think about them thinking that see, I think the problem is that they think that there's such a cultural difference, when the fact of the matter is that we all kind of similar in that retrospect. We all bear our arms. A lot of people
We do, but with that, we always gotta remember we weren't looked at as a man. We were what was it? With 3/5 of a man anyway. So if we're doing that shit, you know what? It's just as bizarre if a monkey walk by holding a pistol. Like, oh shit, get that out of his hands. That's how we're looked at, though. I know it might sound crazy, but that's why it's so bizarre. But that's why it's so bizarre. Like, get that shit out that nigga hands.
Right. It's fear though. Like, see, it's crazy
Because they are fear. You're right.
I remember, like, so it was so funny because everybody was talking about those guys that wanted to not have to wear masks and they would have guns up at the Capitol in whatever state that was, Minnesota, wherever it was. Mm-hmm. It's funny to me because that kind of reminded me of when the Black Panthers went to the Capitol building with their guns.
Facts.
You know, it's so funny how they think that there's such this cultural difference and there's this cultural divide and war going on right now. And the fact of the matter is that we all want the same thing. We all want the right to be able to walk down the street
safe.
and feel safe.
Right, exactly. I mean, I hope I never have to use my weapon. But at the end of the day, I'll put the barrel to your neck like a basset hound. If I got to. I don't want to, but I will.
That's a bar.
If I got to.
It's a bar. You know, Risky Dogs is fucking.
Mike really enjoyed it. Mike really enjoyed it.
It's a bar.
No, I'm saying Donkey Kong ain't the only one busting barrels.
You're my rap partner. I appreciate when you make me feel like we in 06 again.
Yeah, you know. But so it's at the end of the day, I hope I never have to use it because it would be a very scary thing. I can believe because it's just seems to be the trend. It's very unfortunate that this man in front of his children got shot. In general, let alone 7 times, his children will now have to live with this for the rest of their lives. They will need therapy for the rest of their lives. Anytime, and just imagine how much will trigger this. Even just watching a regular movie. Imagine just watching a movie, a cop movie or a SWAT movie, something that even supposed to be more positive and like where the SWAT's the good guys. Just watching that is going to bring back memories when your dad was literally gunned down. Thank God, not murdered, but in front of you.
But it's almost to the point where like the healing when somebody passes away, you can kind of almost let that healing, let that go, you know, sometimes. But in this case, there's a constant reminder with this guy.
I kind of disagree. I with the whole is because unless I'm wrong, to me it sounded like it's better that he passed.
No. Not. Let me be clear. It is,
right.
I am thankful.
I don't think that's what you meant, but that's how it sounded. No.
I'm thankful that he died. But in this case, there is a blaring, in real life, tangible, constant reminder of his trauma and what he went through. Yeah.
It will always be. Hopefully, he can regain back his mobility. But regardless of the fact, yes, I see what you're saying now. Yes, is it constant? Every morning you're waking up and you got to go through all
his complications and
his kids may have to be responsible for him in his later years if he doesn't have the ability to walk.
Like man, so it's just the therapy that will need to be had for the rest of their lives, I'm sure, and it's just so much more is impacted, not just that one individual life. Like for the simple fact, even down to the fact my 16-year-old child is literally afraid to drive. He verbalized, he's like, Dad, I'm just afraid to drive. What if I get pulled over? Yeah. The fact we have to have this conversation, my child is afraid because if he gets pulled over, he has no idea what's happening after that shit. And because all he sees is a death sentence at that point because he doesn't know any better. And hell, I'm hoping I don't get, God forbid I get pulled over. But who knows? Who
fucking knows?
Well, that's all they know though, right now.
And that's all they know.
This situation is a perfect example of who the fuck knows because when people spit out the compliance thing and all, you know, all the bullshit smokescreen excuses for racism, unless I'm wrong, and the room can tell me if I'm wrong, he was breaking up a fight and then tried to lead the situation.
Allegedly, he was doing that. So that's what alleged.
It may be unconfirmed, but
yeah, that's been alleged.
When we take a break, but I think somebody actually said though that he actually was the one they were going to look for. It turned out that he actually did have a warrant, and he was the one that they did end up.
Okay, but even still, the cops aren't.
It's not a death warrant.
Yeah, judge, jury, executioner.
Even if you are, and where I go with this is two different things. The thing number one is that even if you're guilty or a criminal or whatever, whatever they say you are that, you don't deserve to necessarily be killed because the cops are not judge, jury, and executioner. That's why we have, you know, a bicameral, 3 separated parts of our government that determine how laws and things are enacted.
That's also why you have the right to remain silent, basically yada yada yada, innocent until proven guilty.
Exactly.
Doesn't mean show up on scene and kill anybody involved because they weren't cooperating with you.
Exactly.
He never showed a gun. He didn't get the opportunity to be shot in the back. It's just
7 times.
Tragically nuts. And to piggyback on what Steve said, he took the words out of my mouth, but on top of that family's trauma is the repeated trauma of us having to view shit like this. And it's real, like almost like a PTSD 1,000-yard stare. It's something I'm starting to notice in our...
And what?
1,000-yard stare. It's called PTSD.
Okay.
Where you kind of check out in the moment. It's something I'm starting to see in our casters and our news people and our sports people. Like I saw Kenny Smith walk off of the
Yeah,
set
that
of
I
Inside the
loved
NBA.
it. I loved it.
But him even
I thought that nigga was walking out the bubble.
yeah,
I thought he was out of there. I thought he was out the bubble after that.
but just even seeing him try to gather the words to be able to properly speak, you see people being calculated in the words, and then Chris Webber following them up, just staring off into the distance, trying to find the like this shit hurts, man. It's a repeated trauma that we all keep having to endure. Not as don't get me wrong, this isn't as potent as the family endured, but us as black men with kids who drive in our cars, seeing that this man was gunned down, and George Floyd before him, and Aubrey before them, and so on and so forth.
There's a new case right now that probably won't even make the news. A dude just got shot in the back the other day in L.A. Literally, though granted he ran from the police. That's not.
Running
is not a death sentence. The cop claims he thought his belt buckle was a gun. This kid kicked. No, you got dusted. This nigga kicked his shoes off and dusted your ass. He literally kicked his shoes off and dusted them, and got
pointing it at
you. And this kid bled out in somebody's yard. This kid bled out in someone's yard, and he had a white tee on. You clearly see the blood stain in the back. Like he's just.
I've personally stopped watching these,
and that's
I saw this recent one with Blake because it played on silent. I didn't click play, and it was short enough for me to see just what happened, but I didn't watch George Floyd. I saw the clip of that. I didn't watch. I'm not watching these, man. I can't. I
understand.
I can't live with these visuals.
I understand. It just sucks with those visuals, but it's almost like important. It's like you almost have to watch it because to me it feels like it's almost doing a disservice. Like if God forbid there was something happened to me, watch my shit. Open Emmett Till's casket. We need to see that. Do not close that shit.
I understand where you're coming from.
I know because if you close your eyes, don't close your eyes because then it's like it did not happen.
Yeah.
That's why ostriches jam their head in the sand, feeling like if I don't see you, you don't see me, so I'm safe. No, this happened. Watch this happen to me, so you know it's real. Every last one. Unfortunately, we gotta watch it or within reason. But you'll get what I'm saying because if you close,
I would co-sign exactly what you're saying.
That's why Mrs. Till had that casket open. We gotta see what. Look what you did to my baby. Her exact words.
Here's the key.
That's what they did to my baby.
I said it a second ago when I said speeches only reach the people who already know. We don't need to see it. The people who don't believe that this shit is happening needs to see it.
But see,
so
people still have seen it though, and they don't really care.
But I'm just saying the casket needs to be
because they don't watch it. So it's like it didn't happen because they didn't watch it.
I'm saying the casket needs to be open for them. We don't need to see us being killed repeatedly like that.
Oh man, that's why everybody has the choice. You don't have to watch it.
No, but I'm agreeing with Steve.
I will with you on this one. I didn't watch.
And I don't know how much longer we're gonna stay in this segment. I definitely gotta say that the cop, did all the cops shoot? Did one cop shoot? What happened?
So as of right now, the state attorney has come out and said that it was only one cop,
the closest one to him.
Yeah.
And the thing that is crazy, how trash are you as a cop? You couldn't even kill somebody. You shoot to kill. You hit 7 times and they still ain't die. You trash. You the worst cop to ever do it. Trash ass cop. Don't shoot nobody and don't kill him. You trash. You suck. But dog, you gotta be sorry as hell to not kill somebody after you shoot him 7 times.
The cops killing him.
I'm saying how sorry his ass is. You can't even do that, right?
At point blank.
Right.
You right there. You can't even do that.
Well, because again, I don't know how you explain this one. I just really don't.
You sorry as hell.
I'm tired of having to sit my son down and talk about this shit over and over and over, fucking again, and just. One thing I did say to Guru, and I'm gonna leave my piece here. And until the next thing happens, and we have to talk about this again because we're the voice of the people. Not that we're the voice of the people, but we're the speakers right now. We're talking, and y'all are listening. Thank y'all for listening. The fact that we're fighting this fight, and we fought it in the '60s. It was fought to end slavery. It was fought to end Jim Crow. It was fought to, time and time again to be fighting. Is to quote Guru's guy, the marathon continues. It's something that
Nipsey.
Yeah, Guru's got Nipsey. It's something that we have to keep doing. We have to keep fighting these fights. The civil rights was granted. Voting rights were granted. Now we're fighting this fight for police reform and whatever else needs to be fought for equality. It ain't as bad as it can get, and it looks really bad. And we're gonna keep persevering because we're the people that persevere. But also remember that we're in it together, and it's not gonna stop. We'll pass the baton to our kids. And we have to instill in them to keep fighting the fight, and so on and so forth until victory is provided.
The victory is won. Yeah. And I'll say before I let you close it out, Steve. Again, that's why on the Poor Podcast we heavy on the voting, and I think I'm not gonna say Biden or Kamala Harris is our savior. At the end of the day, I'm not gonna say that because Obama was black and he couldn't save us. At the end of the day,
it's a step in the right
it's
direction.
a step in literally, people are finally they're at least listening. Are they hearing us? I don't know. What your girl always say? I want you to hear me, not just listen. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if they're hearing us yet, but they're definitely listening. The ears are open. The stage is set. All we gotta do is fucking just put on the show.
And at the end of the day, niggas is fed the fuck up. I mean, right now we passing the baton. Soon it's gonna be passing a Glock, and then what? Shoot back.
Yeah. As again, and like you said, what we say, we got guns too.
Mm-hmm.
We're not advocating violence, but they think that it's not just it's not a white Republican thing. Like, we liberal Democrats, we moderate Democrats, we black Democrats, we people of color, we own guns as well.
Yep.
I shoot well.
They stay concealed. Keep the iron low like we're anemic. We keep it low like we're anemic.
Okay.
We keep the iron low like we're anemic.
3 horns for Steve.
Let's take a quick little break, man.
We'll come back on the other side, more Poor Podcast.